Okay, let's see here. I think I'm about ready to go. Bring the music down a spell here. There we go. So it's not blaring in my head. Okay, let's see what's going on here. I think I am about set and ready to go. All right, welcome everyone to another casual, lazy Saturday afternoon. Hope you're all doing well wherever you are. Hope your Saturday is going well. It would have been on a bit earlier, but I was having audio problems, trying to figure out why my microphone wasn't working. And then I looked over and realized I needed to hit that ON-OFF button on my mixer. And once I did that, everything worked. Yes, when in doubt, turn the power on. That's how it normally goes. Let's see. So nothing really planned for comic book Saturdays on my Saturday afternoon comic book show. Had an incredibly active and busy past week, so I didn't really have a chance to plan anything out. Sometimes I do get some things planned, sometimes not. Let's see here. I can go ahead and bring the music to an end. There we go. So chances are, if you've been collecting comic books any period of time, you have a bunch that you've probably never read, that you may even have no idea where they came from. Like there I was looking through some of my books thinking, I don't remember purchasing these books. I don't remember where I got them, if I got them in a trade, a long box trade or whatnot, or if I purchased them. The times I just can't honestly remember. Where I get some of my books. That is the, what am I doing here? I'm hitting this button, I'm hitting this button there. I had to cough there a minute. Okay, yeah. I am about ready. I'll get my camera right. Boom. Okay. Starting off today's show and tell, as it were, with Maximum Press Battlestar Galactica. An unusual run of books that I have absolutely no idea what these are about. Like I said, I can't remember really purchasing these books. I might have just bought them and then just bagged them, boarded them, and set them in a box, or I might have got them from a trade, which is kind of odd because I just can't remember how I acquired these books. Which is possible I just bought them, have no memory of it. But anyway, here I am, first time in probably, I don't know, 10, 20 years or so, taking these out of the bags and boards, checking them out, seeing what they are, because I know next to nothing about Battlestar Galactica, Maximum Press. except that the covers are all apparently done by Rob Liefeld. I have not had a chance to check out the interior of the books. It's what we're going to be doing right now. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. All right. So I got Battlestar Galactica Starbuck #1 and then Starbuck #3. Incomplete run there. Apollo's Journey 1, 2, 3. Then Enemy Within 1 and 2. Okay, these are incomplete runs. If I had purchased these from a store, I would have. I'm a completist. I would have bought the complete run. Like if they were 4 issues, I would have picked up all 4 issues. That's what are this? This is 1, 2, 3, and 4 of. Looks like this. I'd have no idea if there's more than 4 issues to that. I have no idea if there's more than 4 issues of Battlestar Galactica Starbuck here. But I did find a. Hear the creaking of the Scotch tape as it pulls away. Starbuck. We got Apollo's Journey. Creaking of the Scotch tape. Just checking out the cover art here. That looks pretty cool. Not all of them have been done by Liefeld, so some of the cover art by Liefeld, some not. As always, I want to thank you all for joining me today, whether you're live, you're lurking out there, or you catch me on a replay. I do appreciate your time. Battlestar Galactica, The Enemy Within, Maximum Press. The artwork, cover artwork is all different. I'm bagging all of these because I'm going to be checking them out and probably putting all these in Mylar bags because I kind of like Battlestar Galactica. I am partial to the old Galactica and not the new Galactica. Battlestar Galactica Journey's End. All right. Let's see, repositioning my microphone so I don't bump into it. Journey's End 4. There's 3. There's #1. Okay, so I don't have complete set of that. Battlestar Galactica, The Enemy Within, issues 1 and 2. Not a complete set of that. Battlestar Galactica, Apollo's Journey, 1, 2, and 3. Set those right there. Battlestar Galactica Starbuck, 1 and 3. Yeah, not complete sets here. What looks interesting right off the bat is the initial 4 issues. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right. Finding a Who Did What here. Story by Rob Liefeld and Robert Napton. Layouts by Carl Altstatter. Script by Robert Napton. Penciler Hector Gomez. Inker Renee Micheletti. Colors by Angel McLaughlin. Color separations by Extreme Colors. Lettering by Kurt Hathaway. And the editor is Matt Hawkins. Let me see if I can see. Volume 1, number 1, July of 1995. Okay, 95. I'm looking here to see updated character and ship designs by Rob Liefeld and Carl Altstatter. Publisher is Rob Liefeld. And of course, cover art by Liefeld, which means the interior art is all by Hector Gomez. So let's take a quick breeze through the interior art. That actually looks pretty cool. All right, I got a little blurb here. What has gone on before? Battlestar Galactica, War of Eden, Part 1. Millennia ago, the human race left its mother world, Kobol, and inhabited 12 planets in another region of space. Humanity thrived on those 12 colonies and built a wondrous civilization founded on the principles of their ancestors. 1,000 years ago, peace was shattered when the colonies made contact with the Cylon Empire, a race of advanced beings who had succumbed to their own technology and replaced their living bodies with cybernetic ones. The Cylons hated the free-thinking human race and launched a genocidal war that had only one objective: the annihilation of mankind. In response, the human race constructed huge space fortresses called battlestars and engaged the Cylons in a 1,000-year war. But humanity would not be extinguished, so the Cylons tried a different tactic. A human emissary named Baltar negotiated peace between his people and the Cylon Empire. Unknown to anyone, Baltar was working for the Cylons and cleverly maneuvered the human fleet away from its colonies. The Cylons launched the largest assault in history of galactic warfare, and the colonies were completely destroyed. Of the 12 battlestars, only the Galactica survived. The Galactica's legendary commander, Adama, led the handful of survivors into space on a journey to find the lost 13th tribe of Kobol. According to legend, the 13th tribe had migrated to a mythic planet called Earth. So that's pretty much beat for beat by the first TV series. Yeah, we even have the old Adama, the classic Adama from the 1970s TV show, which is pretty cool. So it looks like a nice continuation, which is something I always liked seeing. There was talk, I believe it was Richard Hatch was trying to get a continuation series going of the original Battlestar Galactica, and of course, that did not come to fruition. Get issue 2 here. This looks really interesting. I'm going to set this aside and read through this because I am kind of curious where they take the storyline. Now, I did find Let me pull it up real quick because I did find a little bit of info on Maximum Press. Let me see. Where is that tab? Oh, here we go. Maximum Press. I found a battlestargalactica.fandom.com Wikipedia page, or a Wikipedia site on Battlestar Galactica. Reading from it, Maximum Press was a comic book studio founded by Rob Liefeld, one of the two studios run by him in the 90s. Maximum Press was for licensed comics that did not fit the aesthetic of Image Comics, which Liefeld's Extreme Studios. The two would merge in 1997 upon Liefeld's departure from Image under the name Awesome Comics. Aha. Okay. Publication history, or publishing history. Battlestar Galactica War of Eden, Maximum Press's first adaptation of the Battlestar Galactica franchise with the 4-part War of Eden miniseries. Okay, so that's cool. That's all 4 issues right there. That's neat. The Enemy Within is the second one. Lasted 3 issues. So where is Enemy Within? All right, so Enemy Within is the continuation of that. Then Apollo's Journey. Oh no, Starbuck. Starbuck follows that. So you got the initial run. Yeah, the initial run, then Battlestar Galactica, Enemy Within. That is followed by Battlestar Galactica Starbuck, then Battlestar Galactica Apollo's Journey, and then Battlestar Galactica Journey's End. So that's cool. That seems to be the complete storyline. Okay, the Enemy Within was 3 issues. Starbuck, I'm guessing, was also 3 issues, which I don't have a complete run of. Neither for Enemy Within. And I seem to have all 3 issues of Apollo's Journey. And I'm guessing Journey's End was 4 issues, which I only have 3 issues of. Okay, that's interesting. Oh, let me check with the chat. Hello there, Melted Copper. Good morning. Oh, yeah. I'm not too sure. I never really kept up with Liefeld, his Captain America run, or Bucky. And okay, he used Captain America, had a female Bucky, and then took the same idea for Heroes Reborn. Oh, I wasn't sure about that. Okay. Yeah, creativity. Yep. But it looks like his Maximum Press's Battlestar Galactica series looks pretty cool. I'm going to have to find the missing issues here that I don't have. Fortunately, I have most of them, but yeah. Melt Copper saying it's that particular run of Captain America was not good. He'd prefer not to remember. Oh, yeah, that's unfortunate. Battlestar Galactica, Enemy Within. Let's see. Story by Rob Liefeld, Robert Napton. Script by Robert Napton. Art again by Hector Gomez. Colors by Angel McLaughlin. Quantum FX Color. Lettering by Kurt Hathaway. Editor Matt Hawkins. Now, the updated character and ship designs, again by Rob Liefeld and Carl Altstatter, which, from looking at it, the character and ship designs look pretty cool. I mean, they kept the the look and feel from the 70s TV show, which I do appreciate. The Enemy Within. This looks pretty complex. And they got a little bit here on the story so far, which looks like, since this is a continuation of the first Battlestar Galactica series that I haven't read, I'm not going to go into it. So that one, oh, who did the cover? Looked like Hector Gomez did the cover design or the cover art. So that's pretty cool. So Liefeld cover and Hector cover. Yeah, he come on, camera. Focus there, guy. He kind of kept it in the same feel as Liefeld's cover. Melted Copper saying, out of the 90s, I think Todd McFarlane had the largest impact. Outside comic art, he changed modern toys. Oh, that's very true. Yeah, I can remember seeing a friend of mine had he had like a wall full of Todd McFarlane toys. I mean, it was almost ceiling to, well, not quite ceiling to floor, maybe like halfway from the wall up to the ceiling, just Todd McFarlane toys, all in the bubble pack, still preserved, just hanging there. This is Battlestar Galactica Starbuck. Again, Liefeld cover. Looks pretty cool. All the same people involved in the artwork. So this is pretty cool. They've got the same people working on the books for consistency. That's really nice. I have Apollo's Journey. Again, cover art by Hector. And all the usual suspects. Oh, this one. Oh, story by Richard Hatch. Oh, that's cool. Art by Hector Gomez, colors by Robert Chong, color separations by Color Quantum FX, lettering by Kurt Hathaway, so on, so on. Oh, I see Melted Copper in the chat saying, where's the cat? Meow, meow, meow. The kitties are asleep. They are being good kitties this lazy Saturday afternoon, and they are actually asleep for a change. They've been fed, petted, played with, let them roam around, work off some of that kitty energy they have, and they are now asleep. So yeah, Battlestar Galactica, Apollo's Journey. Apparently, story by Richard Hatch, which is really cool. I have not read any of these, so I'm going to have fun reading these. Battlestar Galactica, Journey's End. Which I guess is the conclusion of the storyline. Like I said, I've not read any of these, so this is going to be fun to dig into. Story by Rob Liefeld, script by Robert Napton, art by Hector Gomez again. So on, so on, and so on. And I'm guessing, I'm not seeing on the cover, I'm guessing Hector Gomez did the cover art for Journey's End. But I'm not seeing where he put it. Melted Copper saying, I forgot those. That's Midnight's events. Those cats. Yeah. When I'm doing an afternoon stream, sometimes I start meowing and start cutting up. But yeah, they're being good today. Last night and yesterday, they were cutting up as well. But, oh well, that's kitty cats. Enemies within. All right, where are my... Going to bag these for the time being. New bags and boards. Brand spanking new Mylar. The shiny, crisp Mylar. It always makes cover art just pop. And that is neat. So I'm going to set that right there. Issue 2. I do appreciate that these books are a continuation of the original TV show. I grew up watching the original TV show in the 70s. Then when I heard about Ron Moore's Battlestar Galactica adaptation, I was kind of excited about it. Then I read what he was going to do with it and ended up watching his take on Battlestar Galactica, and I was very disappointed. I did not care. As I bump into my microphone, I did not care for the new Battlestar Galactica. Like some people might love it and all that. You can have it. If you love it, that's great. I think it was famously Edward James Olmos who said in an interview that if you grew up, if you enjoyed the old Battlestar Galactica, this new Battlestar Galactica is probably not for you. And I can appreciate his honesty. I didn't mind him taking on the role of Adama. He was a different Adama than, oh goodness, the name escapes me. Lauren Green. Oh, catching up with the chat here. Meld Copper saying, with visual AI and audio, how many years will it be before when these fake? We can probably do it now. I mean, there's some scary stuff coming on the horizon with AI. It's kind of scary. It's give us another. I'd say before the end of the year, they probably will be able to do a complete film. I mean, it was like a month or so ago when one of the AI companies released a short demo film of text to video, of several demo reels of text to video from video from text prompts, and it looked pretty decent. Was kind of rough in some areas, but it was like a proof of concept. And it's kind of scary because we won't really know what is real and what isn't, depending on if AI like that is misused. Hello. Ray Lucard. Hello there. That 2000s Galactica isn't as memorable. Yes. Yeah, they made a lot of changes to the new Galactica that I didn't particularly care for. I was perfectly all right with The original cast, I didn't care for character gender changes and character race changes. Yeah, they made everyone Cylons at the end. Yeah, it was kind of odd. It was like, okay, who's a Cylon and who's not? Because there were a number of characters that were Cylons and didn't know about it, and it just seemed convoluted. And then I couldn't tell if two characters, namely Baltar and Starbuck, if they were supposed to be like angels or whatever at the end. It's no explanation. And early 90s, most of the designs became mass amount of pockets. And yeah. You're talking about like X-Men, the art on X-Men, like Cable. Some of the art here, though, looks pretty good. I'm just putting these in bags for safety. There we go. I have to look up the issues I am missing. See if I can find them relatively cheap. I wouldn't think that these would be all that collectible or rare. Journey's End, #1. Oh, that is an image that says everything right there. It's like, okay, the journey's come to an end. Boom. Mild Copper asking, is Twiggy the robot Battlestar or Buck Rogers? You're thinking of Buck Rogers. Another pretty good TV show from the 70s. Well, I'll say Buck Rogers season 1, because Buck Rogers season 2 was what they did was not kind. Ray Lucard saying the Night Quest Batman was a response to that extreme 90s. How could Azrael get to his pouches with those claws? Yes. I didn't keep up with Night Quest all that much, or Batman after Nightfall. Once Nightfall had concluded, I kind of got out of Batman at the time. Let's see, what else am I going on here? Let's see, I've got a stack of books to share with everyone. Dun, dun, dun. Let's see. What do I want to go to next? I want, okay, I'll do these. These are an interesting 3-issue movie tie-in. Marvel Comics Labyrinth 1, 2, and 3. The official comic book adaptations of the spectacular new film from Jim Henson. Let's see, Volume 1, #1, November of fine print, or smudged print, as I try to look at it with a magnifier here. 1986, it looks like. Melted Copper saying, yeah, my crew wasn't Azrael fans. And why is Robin not the new Batman? The Flash did the best hero handoff, but eventually Jeff Johns ruined it. Yes. I mean, you just think of Labyrinth and all the music starts just flowing. Adapted by Sid Jacobson. Breakdowns by John Bashima. Lettered by Joe Rosen. Finished by Romeo Tangal. Colored by Bob Sharon. Editor-in-Chief, Jim Shooter. Oh, yes, this is the era when Jim Shooter was at Marvel before he left Marvel and formed Image. Yeah, a few examples of the artwork here. Not bad. Paper is old, new on the newsprint feel of paper to it. It's the older comic book stock to it. So yeah, this looks like a beat for beat adaptation of the movie. Yeah, pretty decent artwork. And then the last one, we get a really nice cover of David Bowie, the Goblin King. Trying to see who did the cover art. Probably the same individual who did the interior art, I'm guessing. Oh, yeah. As look and feel of the movie, so that's pretty cool. Let me catch up with the chat. Yeah, at the time, Bruce Wayne didn't want to put the pressure on Dick Grayson to be the Batman. Dick Grayson was Batman for a couple of months, but realized only Bruce has the will and energy to be Batman. Yes. Nice, shiny Mylar always makes covers look super nice. Oh, there it is. Trying to figure out where the front of the bag was. There it is. I don't believe these would be terribly valuable or collectible. I just remember reading these as a kid. So I do get a little bit nostalgic about comic books from my youth. It's like preserving memories. Taking them out of old, grungy bags and boards and putting them in new, shiny bags and boards. All right, what else do I have here? All right. Oh, yes, I got some oddball books here. Some books I just don't know anything about. Aristocratic Extraterrestrial Time Traveling Thieves. Number 1. A comics interview publication. So it's not Marvel, not DC. It's some Oddball Company. Video Jack #1 by Epic Comics. Got one, couple of issues of #1, issue 3, issue 4, 5, and then 6. These look like they were these are oddly sealed. I don't know if these were sealed from the factory or if that's kind of odd. Some of those oddball books I come across years and years back. All right. Newsprint, but it feels nicer condition. Epic Comics. Creator, plot, scripting by Carrie Bates. Inker, David Hunt. Creator, plot, pencils, Keith Giffen. Lettering by Phil Felix. Colors, John Wellington. Archie Goodwin, the editor-in-chief. Okay, published by Marvel Comics. Okay, so Epic Comics was a division of Marvel Books. Okay, have absolutely no idea what this book is about, who the characters are, what's going on. The artwork is not bad. It's kind of serviceable, I guess. And then on the back we have, oh, Mobius. Melt Copper saying, you got to lament the smell of old newsprint. Random deep cuts is Malibu titles like Prime going to pop up. I've got some Malibu titles like Prime, but I might save those for a later stream. Is this like DC Vertigo thing? I have no idea. Epic Comics was an offshoot of Marvel. I think they handled some of the odder titles for Marvel. Gap After Dark. Hello there. Good to see you here today. Oh, you were lurking for a bit and saw Galactica. Ah, cool. Video Jack 1. All right. So this looks like a sealed poly bag, but since I am going to end up reading these books, I am going to... I don't have any scissors about me. Oh, well. These look odd. These, I don't know what these are about. I will set these aside and let's see, no scissors. That's inconvenient. I'll try busting. Oh, yeah. The poly bag was really easy to bust open. It was just open it up along the seams. I don't believe these are rare or collectible. I would not imagine these are anything like that. Yeah, break the seal, Gap After Dark says. That was a very odd book. I will read up on that later to see what the deal was. It's one of those books you have in your collection for like 20, 30 years and you never read, never pick up, never look at because you've got so many other books there. We have I guess the title character and what looks like an alien type critter. Yeah, that looks like a Aliens homage. So yeah, I don't know how I came across these books. Yeah, as I bump into my microphone. Eventually, I'm going to change the layout of my desk, move my microphone to one side or the other. You know, these couldn't have been much because this particular guy was marked down from $1.50 to 25 cents. So I must have rated somebody's discount box. Probably 20, 30 years ago. It was just yanking comics from somebody's discount bin going, oh, this looks like it might be interesting. This could be interesting. I'll eventually read these. Then 30 years on, I'm just now getting to them going, what is the deal with these? I've never touched them. They're still sealed, and what I'm guessing is their original poly bag. So yes, I probably made the value decrease substantially, going from 25 cents to 15 cents. Starting in alphabetical order: Stephen DeStefano, Keith Giffen, Michael Gilbert, Fred Hambeck, Dave Hunt, Kevin McGuire, Walt Simonson. Okay, Jim Starlin. I know some of those names. Melted Copper saying Rom was like the quarter Ben Kong in my era. Yes, I've got quite a bit of the old Rom Space Knight comic books. Yap After Dark asking, am I going to do anything for May 25th at Star Wars Official Day? Do you have Star Wars comics? Oh, yes. I have loads of Star Wars comics. And I will probably drag them all out for a show and chat live stream on a upcoming comic book Saturday. Yeah, I can talk about the Star Wars bunny character that Lucas hated at the same time making. Yeah. Oh, Rom reappears in the Incredible Hulk Rick Jokes wedding issue of all things. Okay, I'm not familiar with that. That sounds interesting. I liked Rom at the time because I was into Rom and Shogun Warriors and all that when everybody else I knew at that time was into all the superhero books like Superman, Batman, X-Men, so on, so on. And I was like, well, here's giant robots fighting monsters. Everybody's like, no, we don't want to talk about here. Look at these X-Men books. It's like, I don't know about the X-Men books. I don't know why I'm putting these in Mylar bags. It's just if I read them and I like them, I may keep them in the Mylar. If they turn out to be incredibly average or not so good, I will get new poly bags for those. All right. So this kind of leads up to the graphic novel of the day. Because there were a number of, shall we say, somewhat clever parodies of a certain well-known comic book at that time. Let's see, those were the ones that I have there. Yep, those are it right there. As I look over there, yep, that's good. Okay. Gap asking, do I have stuff like Man from Atlantis, Logan's Run comics, or V comics from the TV miniseries? No, I don't. I might have seen them here and there. V, the TV miniseries comic books, those would be neat to have. I don't actually have those. Where is V for? Is for Vendetta or V crossover, or V is for Invasion? No, I believe Gap is talking about the old 80s TV show called V. It was an alien invasion TV series, miniseries. Pretty well done. Let's see. Do I want to go into these, or do I want to go into some obscure books? I'll go into these, then I'll go into the obscure books, and then I'll finish up with the reptile people. Yep, the reptile people who had the human-like fake skin appearance. Yeah, the miniseries, 3 of them, and they had 1 season. Yep. Bust out the old Atari 2600 and some Space Invaders. Yeah. All right. So I have absolutely no idea what I'm looking at right now. This has got to be some kind of spoof. Aristocratic extraterrestrial time traveling thieves. Oh, this much like adolescent radioactive black belt hamster, you get these oddball titles that could perhaps just be parodies of bust out the graphic novel of the day, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I mean, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles came out, hit everybody by storm. I have only 1 issue of the original black and white comic book. And this is like issue 27, November 1989. So yeah, when you're a kid, you don't really get to say, "Hey, I want to collect all the issues of the comic books." Or your parents will get you a graphic novel combining all the books, which is pretty cool because that's just as good. I read and reread through this so many times. Published by First Comics. It's colorized. And yeah, all the turtles have the same color headband. That's how they started off with. They didn't have the different colored headbands like they do now. That art is still cool. And we get into the origin of the turtles. Let's see. Kevin Eastman, Peter Laird, Steve Levine, lettering. Then coloring was done by Kevin Eastman, oh goodness, I'm not even going to attempt that name right there. And then Janice Cohen. Let me catch up with the chat real quick. Yeah, Gap After Dark, too many series. Think in the 2000s they retried it. Yes, somewhere along the lines they did remake the V TV show. They kind of updated it. It was okay from what I remember. It didn't have the staying power of the first V, but it's like trying to revamp things from the 80s. It can be difficult to do successfully. And Alta Copper saying this must be the Turtles era, like the Tattooed Fighting Warriors, Power Rangers knockoff with Slime Pool. Yeah, I'm not familiar with that. Rumors of an R-rated Turtles film. Maybe. Not familiar. I haven't kept up with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Let's see. Gap saying, yeah, they remade the V TV series in 2009. Last 2 seasons for Scabs. Yeah, it was pretty decent. It wasn't bad. It had a different feel to it, but I kind of liked it for what it was. So yeah, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, that was great. I mean, you can always judge something by how many comic books come out imitating it, copying it. So there is, that's book 1. Of course, I've got one of the original comic books, only one of those. Here is book 2. Very nice, very well read graphic novel, because I was reading these and rereading these. These were great at the time. And then, let's see, book 3. I imagine there's more books, more graphic novels after the first 2, but these are the only 3 I have. I imagine there's more of these. The artwork is neat. Oh, it looked like a crossover with Cerebus, another indie publisher character. Yep. And you see Cerebus the aardvark right there. So the 80s, 70s, and 80s was an era of comic books where you had indie publishers, and then you had some creators going the self-publishing route. Most famously, there was Wendy Penny and Richard Penny, husband and wife comic creators, who were the first to do self-publishing for their famous comic book, ElfQuest. I've got quite a bit of ElfQuest books. I will get into those. That will be a dedicated live stream for publishers who self-publish. Those are neat. Those are the, when did these come out? These are the graphic novels of the day. 1986. Mirage Studios, First Comics Incorporated, 1986. Some time ago. And of course, you have the success of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which leads to imitators like adolescent black belt or adolescent radioactive black belt hamsters, which is as ridiculous as it sounds. Ray Lucard saying, you know about ElfQuest from old Starlog magazines. That's cool. I still have a small collection of Starlog magazines from back in the day. Let's see. Oh, this also came out in 1986. So right on the heels of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comes the adolescent radioactive black belt hamsters by Chen and Parsanovich, distributed by Eclipse. Don Chen did the writing. The artist is a person named Parsanovich. Black and white art. Kind of odd looking. I tried reading this to see what it was like and just couldn't get into it. Yeah, it is a straight up I wouldn't say parody, imitation, continuing on the theme of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And I don't know anything about this either. This is probably along the same lines, except it's like futuristic criminals who are time traveling thieves, black and white art. I don't know. Comics interview publication. I can't imagine there is a large run of these books. I wouldn't think that these continued on for any length of time. I don't know. Those are just some of the oddball books I've come across over the years. Oh, much like Eternity Comics and Silver Wolf Comics. This is port number 1, a Silver Wolf Comics publication. And this is Ninja number 1 by Eternity Comics. These very strange, odd series that came out during the 80s. Silver Wolf was, let's see if I can find the name. It was Kevin Silver. I forget the guy's name, but it was a guy named Silver, or Silver is the last name, and he created his own comic book universe. Yeah, story by Silver, pencils by Hester, inks by Soltero. So this guy, Silver, made his own comic book universe with different characters, different superhero teams. I keep going back to this because it is well, what Eric July is doing right now is very reminiscent of what other people have done in the past. You have somebody come along and say, hey, I want to do my own comic book universe like Marvel or DC. I've got some ideas for a group of characters, an expanded universe. They come and go. There actually was a few more issues of this Port character, and he tied in with some other superhero teams like this Legion X from Silver Wolf Books. Yeah, Silver Wolf Comics, Sacramento, California at the time. Yeah, here we go. We have all the titles by Silver Wolf. We have Dark Assassin, Dragon Quest, Dungeoneers, Edge, Eradicators, Fat Ninja, Port, Real Games, Legion X. So yeah, this guy created his own comic book company. And yeah, got to give him an A for effort, but I don't believe it lasted very long. I don't know if Silver Wolf Comics is still around or if it made it from the 80s into the 90s, but it's still interesting. It shows that people who are creative will get out there and produce a product, sink or swim, and I gotta applaud people for doing that. This is Eternity Comics. I think Eternity Comics was a bit bigger. Eternity. I don't know if they were associated with Malibu or with Marvel. I can't remember. But I actually read this book. This is Ninja #1, black and white art. Follows the story of a young woman who grew up. It was either her uncle or her dad or somebody teaching her the art of ninjutsu. And she just ups and when she gets older, she ups and decides to join the army and put her martial arts skills to use. The army finds a job for her and her ninjutsu skills, and it kind of follows her as she goes into her army career, which is kind of interesting. So yeah, this is a little bit more put together, so to speak, than some of the other independent books from that era. So I kind of covered these old oddball books here and there, but from time to time, I like to go back to them and go, these are people who had some pretty neat ideas at the time and did some stuff with them. Let's see. Oh, this is an odd one. This is an interesting one here. This is kind of a very interesting, odd book I came across many, many years ago. Blue Horn #1. It's the only issue ever to be published by this creator. If you take Batman and cross Batman with Spawn, that is the character you get with Blue Horn. He kind of looks like part Batman, part Spawn, some kind of mystical background to his superpowers. The story is out there. The story is like drug dealers putting out a new drug. The unfortunate side effect of this street drug is it turns people into vampires. Blue Horn comes along, has to figure out who's making the drug and how to stop it, how to put a stop to the vampire menace brought on by the street drug. And it's odd. It's out there. I don't know if I'll ever do like the bottom 5 comic books I've come across over the years. Like these are the worst 5 or these are the worst 10 books ever made. That's hard to do because I'm not an artist, so I'm not going to knock anyone on their art skills. The bottom 5 or bottom 10. Now it's kind of hard to put a list of worst comic books ever together. And keeping up with the chat. Oh. Yep. Okay. Well, that was kind of interesting. If you ever cross Batman with Spawn, you get this very unusual character. Only one issue ever published from this comic book company. And then I believe the comic book company closed. Okay, what else do I have? How am I doing on time? Got a little bit of time left before I have to leave for the day and get on with it. Let's see. What else do I have to share with everybody? I may save that for another time. Last night, I was doing kind of an impromptu stream. One of the articles I came across on an impromptu stream last night was a new Space Ghost comic book by, what was it, Dynamic Comics, that just came out. I don't have it, but actually, let me see if I can find the article real quick while my camera is freaking out. Dun, 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 dun. Space Ghost. Yeah, Dynamite Comics. I was saying Dynamic for some reason, but Dynamite Comics, Space Ghost #1. They just came out with it a few days ago. It's like a new serious retelling of Space Ghost. And I was thinking to myself at the time when I read that last night, it's like, that's not the first time somebody's done a serious retelling of Space Ghost. This is by DC Comics, Joe Kelly, Ariel Olivetti. Written by Joe Kelly, art by Ariel Olivetti, painted covers by Alex Ross. So that is Alex Ross art. That is super shiny right there and catching my studio lights and all that. Very nice artwork to this. This is really good artwork. This is a serious take on the character. What happens to him? He's like a space cop, and something, of course, tragic happens to his family. He goes AWOL from the space police force and becomes Space Ghost and gets revenge on the criminals. Of course, adopts the two kids, Jan and Jace. So this was a pretty good book. As it says on the back here, after his debut in 1966, Space Ghost immediately was established as a premier hero. His exploits have been on network television and cable ever since. And he remains one of the most recognized adventurers in all of animation. But who is Space Ghost? A young policeman joins an elite space force that turns out to be horribly corrupt. When his moral standards don't permit him to live a lie, our hero attempts to stop them at the cost of his own family and his soul. Witness the beginnings of the first time anywhere. So yeah, this is a pretty good graphic novel. I highly recommend this. For any Space Ghost fans out there, this is a good recommendation right there. Catching up with the chat here. Yeah, Space Ghost. Love Space Ghost. Yep. Ha, cue the Brack Don't Touch Me song. Yeah. Love the Space Ghost cover. Yes. I was looking up actually, hang on. Let me pull up the article that I found last night. Alex Ross truly hates the modern AI. That's like 90s glimpses of what live action maybe could have been. Yeah, yeah. So hang on a second here as I stop the camera. I will pull up the article. Let me find the article real quick and share that with everyone. Dun, 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 dun. Is this it? Yeah, this is it. This is it right here. We'll bring this over here. Do that. Come back to this tab. And then here we go. I did it right. Ever since I changed operating systems, everything is new again. But let me make this larger. This is dynamite.com, Dynamite Comics, Space Ghost #1. Let me do this. Let me make it even larger. There we go. So yeah, they have gone all out on this book. I have no idea if the story is going to be good or bad. It's just neat seeing a new take on Space Ghost. So yeah, I feel like I'm in the 90s all over again because they have all these variant covers for issue 1. I think it was only going to be like a 4-issue miniseries, but they are going crazy with the variant covers. Oh, Gap saying the Space Ghost graphic novel I have is selling on Amazon for $37. Wowee. I bet you could probably find it much cheaper, more reasonable on eBay or someplace. Maybe a local half-price bookstore. Oh, let me do this. It is not doing what I wanted to do, but that is a neat cover. So yeah, they have multiple covers here. That looks pretty neat. That's downright scary. That is a scary take on Space Ghost. And we have like a throwback to the 60s era Space Ghost. So I was reading through this some last night, and there, of course, there's going to be like metallic covers, chromium. I don't know about chromium, but like holographic metallic covers. They are going overboard with the gimmicky variant covers. This is just the first issue. They got the black and white line art. Space Ghost. Let's see. The synopsis for the book. Oh yes, here we go. We have it's a Jay Lee cover. Cover B is by Jay Lee and Jun Chung. Cover C by Bjorn Behrens. Cover D is Michael Cho. Cover E, Black Space Authentics. I'm guessing that is this one here. Yes, it's Spiffy black cover. That's nice. And we got a foil cover. We've got a foil cover without any text or logo on it. So yeah, there they're going the variant buy them all, collect them all route with them. I hope the story is good. I hope the interior art is good because they are putting a lot behind this. They're really coming out and putting this out there. So I hope it's successful. Let me catch up with the chat, seeing how everybody's doing. Gap Sand, like a really cool Space Ghost action figure. Yeah, it'd be good to have some good quality action figures out there. Let's see. News and preview, Space Ghost #1. I'm trying to see who is. Let me click on the Space Ghost soars once more. Just breezing through this article, trying to see if they. Writer David Paposa, David Papos. He's writing it. Don't know anything about him and his writing. His true origins or motivations are unknown to many. Some claim he is a spaceman who abandoned the rigidity of the law. Let's see. Here he goes by Space Ghost, and adventures start here in an all-new comic book series. Okay. The writer has done Punisher, Moon Knight, City of the Dead, and Spencer and Locke. Okay, I'm not familiar with these. Of course, everybody knows who the Punisher is. He's joined by a Dynamite All-Star and Jonathan Lau, who has delivered many of Dynamite's most action-packed hits like Vampirella Strikes, Green Hornet, Red Sonja, Age of Chaos. Okay. So I'm guessing he's handling the art chores, so that's cool. Set includes a diverse range of beautiful covers by finest artists in the known universe, including Francesco Mattina, Jay Lee, Bjorn Behrens, and Michael Cho. That's cool. So yeah, I'm going to be checking that out in the future. I might get 1 or 2 issues or 1 or 2 variants of the first issue, hoping the story and artwork is there. If the story is good, I'll probably continue collecting the ongoing series and probably do a little live stream on it. I hope the story holds up. I hope it's there. So let me do this right there. Heck. That's what I want to do. There we go. Now let me catch up with the chat real quick before I draw today's stream to a close. Let's see. Gap Sands action figure. Yeah. Melted Copper saying those first issues really need to sell. Yeah, they got a foil. I don't know about holograms. They probably won't do the hologram route. But yeah, a lot of neat things to look forward to. Hoping that those books do well, because I'd like to see something new come out That's not Marvel or DC. Melted Copper saying, if reprints don't devalue the fact modern times. Yeah, I don't know if digital will ever affect the print issues as far as collectability. I don't believe that'll ever happen. People will always want to buy physical copies of a book. It's just for the tactile feel of holding a book in your hands and flipping through the pages. There's always something to be said about that. Digital will never affect that. Nobody will ever say, "Oh, it was great reading this digital comic book on my tablet as I swiped my finger across the tablet going from page." No, it's not the same. No, not the same. All right, before I head on out of here, I will say hello, shout out everyone who showed up. Melted Copper, right, first out of the gate, first one in chat. Melted Copper, followed by Ray Lucard. And as I scroll down, making sure I don't miss anyone. Ray Lucard, Melted Copper. There was Gap After Dark. And who else was there? I want to say there was somebody else that popped into chat briefly. Nope. I believe I got everyone. Anybody lurking out there, I want to say thank you. Just checking things out here, making sure I got everybody. Melted Copper, Ray Lucard, Gap After Dark. Thank you all for hanging out with me on a Saturday afternoon. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you all for checking me out, whether live, whether you're lurking out there, or if you catch it on a replay. Until next time, everyone, have a great weekend and week ahead. Until next time, see ya.